Welcome back, Twisters, and welcome to those of you who are joining from post to post. It's great to have you on here. Today we're talking about 5 reasons why the Arizona Coyotes could make a surprising run and come away as Stanley Cup champions here in 2020. Joining me is Matt Jacobson, aka the AZ Sports Guy. He has a channel here on YouTube. Definitely check him out, give him a sub. He's covering the Coyotes and Arizona sports at large. He's got a tremendous wealth of knowledge when it comes to a rich history of sports in Arizona, which a lot of us might not know so much about. So definitely check him out. He's going to weigh in with 3 reasons of his own, and then I'll give 2 of mine. Before we get started, I wanted to list some of the key stats for the Arizona Coyotes heading into the playoffs here. So they were 23rd in goals for, they were 4th in goals against, they were 18th in power play, 5th in penalty kill, 14th in shots for, 23rd in shots against, so that's being more on the side of surrendering more shots, and 21st in face-off percentage.
What's up, guys? AZ Sports Guy here. For whatever reason, Mac Daddy Swag, Nicky P keeps putting me on his channel. I don't know why. Apparently people think I'm good or something, but let's talk about 3 reasons why the Arizona Coyotes can and probably should win the Stanley Cup this year. So, first and foremost, a healthy roster. It's been roughly 3 months or so since the last hockey game was played. There was a couple of injuries, including the goal-scoring leader, Conor Garland. Everyone should be good, ready to go. And this was a team that, when they were mostly healthy, was first place in the Pacific Division for at least a few weeks throughout the season when they were playing at full potential. This team has showed what they can do, and with a full, healthy roster, even if we do get a couple of injuries here or there throughout this playoff, shows this team will be one to be reckoned with, and they can definitely get going. Number 2 is that we have Taylor Hall and Phil Kessel. Look, Kessel had a disappointing year. Just because he had a disappointing year and I've criticized him does not mean that I'm ready to give up on him. He still had 14 goals, which is a decent year. Not as good as he should have been, but still a decent year. And the fact that he should be also healed up and ready to go throughout the playoffs means he should be a dangerous person to pair with someone like, Clayton Keller, maybe even get Derek Stepan going throughout the playoffs. That's something you kind of want to mess with, maybe Schmaltz and Keller, throwing, Kessel somewhere in there if you want to break up Schmaltz and Devo. There's plenty of options you can have there, and Kessel really is going to be a key to that. But on top of that, Taylor Hall, he's one of the main reasons why Conor Garland got going and got to 20 goals this season. He had that line consistency and a guy with a very good pass that can set him up. Those two played very well together, and they can very much take this team on a ride. So if we have Kessel and Hall playing the way they need to, Arizona definitely can win the Stanley Cup and blast past these rounds. And third, and finally, one of the best goaltending tandems in the league. I'm not ready to call it the best. There's still too many injury issues and concerns for this to be the best. But the fact that Untitled Chapter bounced back the way he did, had a very good season when he did play. He had some minor injuries, but was mostly healthy this year. And Darcy Kuemper, despite having another injury, still played phenomenal this year. This is one of the best goaltending tandems in the league. And they, at the very least, to me, have the highest ceiling of any tandem. Think about it like this. How many goaltenders or tandems going into this playoff don't have that second backup? They don't have that backup goaltender that, if a starter gets hurt, can carry them. Where both these guys, I'd say Raanta finally worked his way back up to a fringe starter where Kuemper is the full-time starter. But the fact that you have 2 guys that are like that, the only other tandem I can really think of is Vegas with the Panda and Flower. But other than that, most of these teams only have one good goaltender or one starting caliber goaltender, one goaltender that's more of a question mark going into the playoffs. So thinking about that and putting all that into context, Arizona having this goaltending tandem that probably is the highest ceiling in terms of potential is going to be a very big asset going into the playoffs. And I genuinely think that could be one of the deciding factors whether or not this team wins the Stanley Cup. Thank you, Papa Swag, for having me on, and please subscribe. I need a boost to my fragile ego.
All right, Matt, great points right there. I'm going to round things off here with point number 4, and that's discipline. So this team takes the fewest penalties per game at just 6.5 minutes overall. So that's definitely something that you like to see, a disciplined team. When you look at the penalty minutes leaders, they really don't have anybody who's a liability out there. I think the most is like 38 penalty minutes total. So I'm pretty sure that nobody else in the NHL can claim having such a disciplined team in terms of a very even distribution of those who are taking PIMS out there. And of course, having a 5th ranked penalty kill definitely helps as well. If you look at the other side of things, they have the 9th fewest giveaways in the NHL. So when you look at who's committing the turnovers, it's mostly just defensemen for the most part. Phil Kessel was in there as well, but you don't have one liability. And the reason why I bring up defensemen is that when you look at that statistic, traditionally that goes against defensemen who are, trying to get a clear from their own zone. So it's no surprise to really see that for Arizona. So having a disciplined team like that, not taking too many penalties, staying focused, staying in the moment, I think that's going to definitely favor them. And then when you have a team that's able to definitely keep control of the puck, you look at a team like Nashville, who they're going up against in the play-in round. So by committing fewer turnovers, that creates fewer transition opportunities, and a team like Nashville usually feeds off of that. So I like that if the turnovers are being committed, it's happening more from the defensemen as traditionally. And point number 5, they play pretty well against the league's top competition. So I looked at their record against the top 4 seeds in the East and the West, and their record was overall 9-7-2, 7-7 in regulation. So, I mean, not a tremendous record, but if you're able to play .500 against the top 8 teams in the league, you have what it takes to match whatever intensity the opposition is giving you. You look at their goal differential, which was a +6 in those 18 games, 46-40. So in that stretch of 18 games against the league's best teams, they surrendered only 2.22 goals against. That's really impressive. So again, a focused, disciplined team that is able to match the intensity of the top competitors out there, I think bodes well for the Arizona Coyotes. But what do you think of their chances heading into these playoffs? What do you think about their chances in the play-in round against Nashville? We want to know down in the comments below, so be sure to sound off there. Again, Matt, thank you so much for coming onto the channel. Certainly not the last time I'll bring you on board for this, guys. Go check out the AZ Sports Guy, and if you haven't already, sub to this channel as well. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you later. Ciao.